and a couple snowbanks. So I plow this storage facility, and the storage areas for the snow are filling up. So we're going to be scooping this, bringing it out back, dumping it over a guardrail into a detention pond. There's a couple of these. There's this one, this smaller one. There's one over there. In between the buildings over there, there's another. So we're going to take all those, get the snow out back, and then I'll have storage space for this. Well, for future storms, I should say. All right. get rid of. There's no point in getting tight against the fence. I just don't want to risk hitting the fence and it's going to smell. So I have all the space for storage now over here. So I'm going to get rid of this pile right here, and then I'll go work on that pile over there, and again the pile that's in between the buildings. Alright, well that pile was probably the biggest pile, but it was the easiest one so far because I could just pick it up and dump it over the fence. And I didn't have to travel all the way across the facility. So I quoted for about 3 hours worth of work, and I'm at about 3 hours 45 right now, getting rid of this pile, getting rid of the pile that was between these buildings, and getting rid of the pile that was right over there. So now I gotta check with the owner, see if he wants me to take a little more time. I still haven't got to that pile, but that's not the end of the world. It's not too in the way. And I haven't got to that pile right there. Again, not too in the way. I'm just gonna see if he wants me to do a little bit more or not, and we'll go from there. I'm gonna do a little bit of a walk around, except I'm not gonna record the walk in because it's quite a walk between the places. So here is between the buildings. This was the smallest pile, but it was probably the most inconvenient for when I plow, because I don't have much distance over there. So all this snow I would have to push over there or push over there. Again, not enough space over there. And they're just channels. The whole place is shaped like an H. So I'd push in here towards there, and then I'd come over here, push in here, and stack everything into this corner, because the buildings are slightly offset over here. So the pile was coming out to about just this door, coming across, and it actually come to the wet line over here. Like, you could only fit one vehicle across here, came to about out here. So yep, that's this one. Let's go to the next. All right, down here was the biggest pile. It went from the corner of this building all the way down to about 20 feet shy of that gate over there, and it came out quite a ways. Not quite the wet line over here, but right around here. So it came out probably about 20 feet. But this one was the easiest and the quickest to do, because I could just lift it up and dump it over the fence, which was good. This collects a lot of snow. It collects a lot of this area and down this entire channel, because I can't push the snow that way. There's a guardrail back there. We'll see that in a minute. But yeah, all of this entire channel comes down, gets stacked right here. And then I try and get as much of this into the pile over here also, because over here I don't want to push up against this fence, because that gate slides across the fence and that would affect it. So I also did clear out around that gate, just so that's easier. And again, that little pile over there, some of the small stuff. Let's walk down the end. All right, so here's down the end of the aisle and the guardrail I was talking about. So we can't push anything, obviously, over the guardrail. Coming around this corner, both directions, and inevitably some comes off the plow, and it was building up around this corner. So I did scoop out, looks like between 3 and 4 foot, give or take, maybe over there 5 foot. I scooped out what I could there and brought it over and dumped it on the other side of the guardrail over here. So this was really cut. It's amazing, even though that's 3, 4, maybe 5 feet at its depth, it cuts down your turning radius when you're 90 degree on this building right here. All right, let's go down the other end, show you more. All right, now we're getting to the other corner. So the driveway goes back that way. Over here, I've been stacking snow in that pile and in that pile, and with the Bobcat, I made this pile. So this is a stormwater detention pond. So anytime there's massive storms or snow melt, it builds up in here before it outflows into that culvert over there, or that runoff, I don't know whatever you want to call it, overflow. So I stacked this whole pile here, this big pile right here, you'll saw in the video, that was a lot bigger. I broke it down and actually spread it back and spread it over into this, because down this entire aisle, not entire aisle, but a lot of this aisle gets pushed down through here and into here. Same with this back section, gets pushed across and up against there. So this is like my only easy storage area, so I want to keep it as clear as possible. All right, let's go back down all the way over there with the first pile. All right, this is the first one I did, and this was the tallest pile, second biggest pile. This collects this wider section, gets pushed into right here. So now that's going to be very helpful, having that open back up again, because it was starting to overflow into the main access area. And we're gonna call it good. There's that little piece that I cleaned out. Alrighty, hope you guys enjoyed. Oh yeah, I am gonna try and get some actual snow plowing footage of this. We have a couple storms coming up, so that'll be good.